Mystery. I'm the CEO and director, and our purpose is to help you achieve excellence in everything you do as leaders. Now, today I have a special guest, and her name is Lata Kartija. I hope I've spelled that right. I mean, spoken that right. Actually, Lata is a business growth advisor. She is the CEO of Brand Upwise Limited, and she is based in Auckland, New Zealand. She moved in from India to New Zealand in 2013, and she studied PhD, and she finished her PhD and started her own business in 2017. And her passion is helping professionals, coaches, and consultants run a successful uh, high ticket business. This is what really interested me because it's a turning point, because this is about high ticket business conversion. And her services include digital marketing, personal branding, lead generation, sales mastery, as well as website optimization. She's extremely ambitious and passionate in sort of solving business problems, and she helps businesses become sustainable with an aim to making $1 million in 18 months. That is fantastic. So, my dear friends, before I pass it over to Lata, here's the thing. Please go ahead and say hi wherever you are from. We would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, please post these questions. This is about marketing. This is about strategy on marketing, the 5 impact drivers that is going to help you to grow your revenues, as I believe. And what you really need to do, it doesn't matter what sort of company you are in. Although Lata specializes with professionals, consultants, and coaches, I believe you as a business owner will also benefit. Doesn't matter whether you're a small, medium, and large organization. We are approaching 2022, in less than 100 and some days, I believe. And what that really means is that we really need to have that urgency mindset and look for strategies and add traction to what we are doing. So, first and foremost, Lata, welcome to this live event.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you for inviting me to your show. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Lata. So, I'll go straight to you, Lata, and maybe you can talk a little bit about your journey, how you're finding it so far, as well as some of the struggles you might be picking up from your clients and whomever you come across.
Mm, sure. Vijay, if you see, I had this entrepreneurship dream even when I was in my teens. So whenever I see something, I always think about, oh, how this can be a business. So I started learning to make soft toys when I was 16, the teddy bears, the small ones. So I started selling them to people around my home as a birthday gift. I started selling them. Then so anything I see, even I had a small business which was a personalized gift store. I was doing everything from home, so always I had the passion of becoming an entrepreneur. I still continued and went on with my studies. I did my doctorate in University of Auckland, New Zealand. I finished in 2017, and that's when I'm like, I should go to my entrepreneurship dream full time. So I was trying out few ideas because it's a completely new country. I was doing something in India, but this is completely a new platform, new country, new opportunities. So I tried few ideas, and few worked and few didn't. And after that, unknowingly, unconsciously, I was working on social media marketing for one of the clients, and that's when all the passion started. And we started doing a small social media marketing, personal branding work, digital marketing, and slowly we have started entering into the digital marketing platforms. And since I did my PhD in software engineering, it also helped me to understand the algorithms behind all these social media platforms such as Google, LinkedIn, Facebook. You know, that helped me also to easily help our clients to grow their business. So after 2017, I started the digital marketing journey, but slowly I started realizing that it's not just the digital marketing that's going to bring the results for the clients, right? Just not keeping the website alone is going to bring results for the client. Just alone putting up videos and personal branding is not going to bring results for the clients, right? So I started digging in deep about what actually brings the success for the clients. That's when I realized the 5 growth strategies that you're talking about. So it's important to have the online presence. It's important to have a good lead generation. It's important to have extreme good at sales conversion and good
Right.
at retention and also good at conversion. So once I put this all together
Okay.
for the clients, they started seeing success quite faster.
Mm, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So tell me one thing, Lata. If we were to pick some pain points, what are some of those pain points? When we are looking into that pain point area, what would that be? Which many of your customers or clients faced, which you sort of saw the gap.
So many of our clients sell high ticket services. So most of them are coaches and consultants. The first biggest problem that they face is they're good in what they do, but they do not know how to package it like an offer and give it to the clients, because it's not a product we are selling. It's not a pen or a paper that people see it visibly, right? They are selling services which are intangible, so we cannot show them what they are going to offer them, correct? So our clients were facing quite a bit of difficulty first in selling their offer, even putting their offer together as something that they can show to the clients. They were facing quite a bit of issue in sales. So once, see, people come to us to make money, and the first thing that they are caring more about is if they're getting new clients, they're happy, new leads, happy, so that's the first thing we are trying to fix. So we have a kind of a strategy and a roadmap and a model we teach our clients, so that they can put their offer, high ticket offer, as something that they can show to the clients and sell. So that's one of the biggest pain point that clients who are signing up has.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. But here's the thing, Lata, one of the challenges which I have noted many face from coaching leaders and all is that the trust levels are very low in many instances, and when it comes to trying to secure business from outside, they face a lot of challenge in trying to warm up the client, if you see where I come from. So what happens is that the client, um, there are 4 elements. First of all, there's the client would plan and prepare, which is obvious, yeah. So they would be planning and preparing. The second is execution, so you execute and take action. The third is you get the results, so you know what the outcome is. Now the results are lower, but the fourth one is then the belief system starts going down, and this is a key problem. How does one strategize to ensure that that trust is being built? So what's your take, and what's your perspective from your experience? What do you think should potentially professionals, coaches, consultants, or business owners need to do to secure business in such an environment?
Sure. So the first thing, as you said, although the important reasons why clients stay, it's because you are bringing them results. But actually, the clients leave an organization because there is a perceived indifference when they feel that they are not taken care of. So which is almost related to the same thing that you talked about, the trust. So
Hmm.
even in our business, and also what we tell our clients is it is important to keep that relationship really good. So we always have a weekly meeting, review meeting with our clients to build that relationship. And see, probably when we start working with people, that may be like a quite strange, it's like a stranger relationship. But as a consultant, what we have to do is we have to bring that to a place where the trust starts building. When people start trusting you, then they start realizing that we are speaking their language. Usually
Mhm.
the entrepreneur's language is success, ambition, goals, dreams, and action. So the first part of the process, even in the first meeting, what our sales team and me primarily, what we do, and also we tell our clients do, is to seed the vision of what our clients want to achieve in their life. Once they feel that, they started trusting us. And then things go along with it. See, anyway, we are very good in business. We will definitely deliver results. But people are not going to stay just for the results. People needs to feel that they are being taken care of. And the trust comes only when you talk about their vision. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's very powerful, and I'll just add to that particular perspective is that when you listen with empathy, and when you have that feeling as well, the warm feeling with pure intentions, then the impact is completely different. The traction is completely different. The mindset is different. But what you spoke about, which is spot on, is the language that you speak. Because as soon as you start speaking the language, and it's different frequencies, like we've spoken about this before, but it's the different frequencies we need to really communicate with. So it's very important that you have that right communication channel. Fantastic. Now,
It's
let
also
me move
about
into this
listening.
oh,
Oh, I'm
go ahead.
sorry. After you.
No, it's all right, carry on.
I was telling, it's most of the time, it's about listening. When we start listening, what they are saying and what their dreams, most of the time, this is something that I think most coaches and consultants should take away. Listening and also talking about their goals, they get so motivated. And just ask them what they want, what's their next dream that they want to achieve. Then they get so pumped up talking about all those dreams, and they start putting things into action. So what I wanted to say is just listen to what they say is something that
Mm-hmm.
brings a lot
Yeah.
of trust.
Yes. Very interesting. Very interesting. So today's discussion is the 5 impact driving driven strategies, for you to grow your business. So Lata, can you share these strategies? Let's go into these strategies, and maybe you can now deep dive into this strategies, and perhaps the viewers can get some tools as well as we go by, because I know you got your skill of how to go about with it, and this would help the viewers here. And by the way, if you are watching this, to the viewers, please say hi, let us know where you are from. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, or if you are finding value, please just just write a comment. And we are live, as you know, on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So please do feel free to write and say hi wherever you're from. Over to you, Lata. Let's talk about the 5 impact driven strategies.
Sure. So let's do it one by one so
Yes,
then
yes,
people can understand, and
yes.
you can also ask me more questions, whatever you have. Definitely that's going to relate to your business too. The first main strategy before doing anything else is the online presence. So whenever, especially with high ticket businesses, the online presence is important. It can be the website, it can be the social media presence. It also can be your presence on Google My Business, because people just go ahead and search on Google, right? So the presence in Google. So these are quite important for people to trust you for the first instance. So online
Okay.
presence is the first thing. Even the online presence, if you dig deep into it, so when I speak about the website, it's not just the website. So many people think that, oh, it's something, it's static. There are ways to make the website in such a way that it speaks to the clients. and they find a way for interacting with you, having a good live chat, good call to action, inviting them to talk to you. Your website can do a proper conversion as like a human does. And the second thing about in social media presence, and I'm seeing most of the times, is when you have your presence, which you're already doing, showing our face and talking to people, and that feels to our clients as if like we are talking to them. And I have seen many people. There is one guy from Sydney. He publishes video every single day. One day I booked an appointment with him, and I felt as if like I know him for so long. So the video, although we think that we are actually talking in front of the camera, it actually makes people think that they are talking to you. So the presence on social media, especially in the form of videos, is something very important. And I also believe in the fact that it's not just the words, that's the verbal communication. It also comes with the gestures. You see me smile, you see what I wear, so that adds quite a bit of information to that people's existence, right? So first important thing is the presence. Before we touch anything, if you're starting a business, having a good brand look and consistent brand look and making sure your presence on website, social media, and also the Google is quite important.
Right. Okay. So let me touch on that one. When you say videos, attention span is dropping, as you and I know. So what sort of size of videos, and is this B2B or is this B2C, or does this, it doesn't matter what sort of companies? Can you give a little bit more context to that particular area, so that anybody watching who may be deciding to do the videos would know? I mean, I know there is no sort of right answer, but what is that indicative video length? I normally do a 1 minute or a 2 minute video. I don't know if you have seen those ones, but I mean, those are the sort of bite-sized videos which I try uploading as well. But what's your take?
Sure. So, by the way, I have seen your videos. Uh,
Oh, okay.
so, uh, so we have been doing videos for all our clients, and most of the time I do the videos as well. I would say a good 1 minute video is quite enough for people's attention span. Anything more than that, people may not be interested. As soon as the video comes on their profile, they know how long is it. If they notice that it's something like 14 minutes, 10 minutes, they'll be like, no, that's not something interesting. People want quick information in less time. So something with 1 minute, within 1 minute, even if you see me, I watch every video which is within 1 minute. That's my personal opinion, but still, 1 minute is something that I would say a good time span for a video. And for the video to be more effective, it's always important to have the banner on top of the video about what the video is about.
Hmm.
It helps people to see whether that information is relevant to them or not. If the headline on the top of the video is something that interests them, they'll go ahead and watch the video. And
Okay.
also make sure to put the subtitles in the video. And
Okay.
and especially on LinkedIn, make sure it is not hiding under the timeline. So just above the timeline, we should make sure, because most of the people watch LinkedIn from their workplace. So they usually keep it on silent mode. So when it's in silent, the subtitles will help them to read. So simple takeaway, 1 minute, have a banner, have a subtitle, make sure the subtitle is above the timeline.
And would this apply to B2B and B2C as well, or would it be
Applies.
would B2C benefit as well? I mean, is this something which would benefit uh, all sort of types of businesses, in your opinion?
if you see the videos, as long as it conveys the information, it's same for B2B and B2C. And again, it also depends on the quality of the video, what is content in the video. It's not just the length, right? It's also who is speaking, how engaging are they speaking, what's the information being shared. If that is all right, whether it's B2B or B2C, that's going to be similar in my opinion.
Okay, so I just want to add one more point to this before we move to the next impact-driven strategy. And Lata, this is what happens is that a few of my clients, coaching clients, they say we are scared to come on video. They have this sort of inner fear that they can't come on video. It's just something which obviously it means stepping out of their comfort zone, and they are not very comfortable because they're conscious about themselves or some other doubt they have within. So here's what I tell them is just make those animated videos, 1 minute video, so long as it has value, so long as your brand is present, and so long as, it has something insightful for somebody to have in their mind that is one particular brand or this is one particular company which is giving some useful insights. So they could reach out, or it could, it's quite powerful as far as brand positioning is concerned. So this is something which I have noted in some instances, but I think you and we are quite okay with videos. You done a webinar just I think yesterday or
Just
today.
today.
So
Yeah, for your
yesterday.
time, it's just today.
Yes. We've got this time difference, so obviously. So Lata, let's move for the sake of time. I mean, we are 21 minutes in. Let's go to the second impact-driven strategy of how businesses can grow.
So the second one that I want to talk about is actually sales conversion. Although that's not the second thing a business should do. Okay. The third thing that I'm going to discuss is the second thing people should do. But this is the first thing they should care about, fix everything before moving on to the next. So second thing is sales conversion. So now here we are talking about high ticket sales, right? So
Yes.
So all high ticket services, not usually products, sometimes digital products, but mostly this all these tips that I'm talking about applies to high ticket intangible services. Fine. So the second thing, before you are even thinking about lead generation, before thinking about retention, before thinking about relationship building, second thing is sales mastery or the sales conversion. So if for the reason why I'm saying is, for example, if you start doing the lead generation and the leads start coming in, but if you're not very clear with your sales conversion process, that's not going to help, right? So sales conversion first. So as I said before, if it's a product, it's easy for people to see it. They see, oh, what's the product? And they can go ahead, touch the product, feel it, and buy it. But when it's a service, it's a whole different thing. So for our sales conversion process, we do two stages of the process. One, we'll go ahead and understand what their business is about, which is the exploratory session. And the second session is actually the sale close session, which is usually 1 week after the exploratory session. So during the first week of the exploratory session, we usually try to understand what their business is about, what actually they are selling, what's their yearly turnover, what's their profit, and above all, at the end of the meeting, we will try to book a time for the next meeting. So that's the only 5 information I usually get in the first meeting. Although it looks only 5 questions that I said, but people won't answer you immediately for those 5 questions because you're asking about their turnover, you're asking about their profit. People don't actually say it in one moment. So you have to build that relationship before they convey that information to you. So at the end of the first call, we have all these information ready, right? So during that 1 week, our team and I will go and research which industry are they from and try to see what are the important things that they have to do in their business to go forward. And also, by the time we would have also known like what is their goal in their business, because we know the turnover and also we know what are their goals. So understanding that goal, we will come up with a model that we can take them through. Model is nothing but simple. So we actually have a triangular model that we take people through. So see, it's easier for psychologically when you're selling something, it's easy for people to understand something triangular. So we just mentioned, oh, you have to focus on this part of it, online presence. You have to focus on your lead generation. You have to focus on your conversion. So we just show them the model. Then they'll feel like, oh, yeah, that's exactly true. These are the three things I have to focus in my business. Then, after we show them the model, we ask them, would you like to see how we take you through the process? So, we have a clear roadmap on which we take the clients through. So, once we show them the roadmap, hey, this is the first step we will do in the business, this is the second step. And doing all of this will help you achieve your goal that we talked about last week. This actually closes the deal. You cannot close a deal in one thing, and people usually don't trust. So the first call is exploratory, just understanding what they want to do with their business. And the second call is two things: showing them the triangular model, and number two, showing them the roadmap of the journey that we are taking through.
So the triangular model you're talking about is the online presence, sales conversion, and lead
And the lead
generation, right?
generation, most
So
of the time.
that's the framework that you use, am I right?
That's the framework we use for digital marketing. But when they come to business growth and all that, we still have the two more strategy that I'll be speaking, you know,
Okay,
that
okay.
also
Well,
comes in.
okay. Let's go to the third one because I know you spoke about sales conversion, but can we expound a bit on the lead generation? I believe that's the third one,
Sure.
am I right? Yeah, so
Yes,
maybe you
yes.
can speak a little bit about the lead generation.
Sure. So lead generation, see, this lead generation complements the online presence because you're already started putting your website, already started putting your branding videos. So now the lead generation should go hand in hand with the online presence. So if you want to have loads of leads coming through, it's important to create a sales funnel.
Okay.
So sales funnel starts off with an ad that goes on to a lead magnet. Because we are doing lead generation, we have to have a lead magnet. Some people have their book as a lead magnet. They say, oh, get a free copy of the book. Some people have an ebook to download that they say, oh, if you want 100 ways to save your business from the COVID-19. So people go ahead, put their email address and name, and they download the book. So even if they buy the book or the ebook, the business gets their email address. When they get the email address, the second step is go ahead, send them some emails for nurturing the business. Show them what we can help with, telling about tips and tricks that they can use. So the second steps in lead. So first step I said lead magnet. So ebook or book. So many people use so many different things. Second thing is they have lead nurturing, so they send emails. And the third step is you need to have a kind of a conversion. Remember, we did a webinar. That's a way of. So some people are coming, and we have to tell them, "Oh, we have a webinar. Please come ahead and talk to us." You know, when they come to the webinar, and then we invite them for a one-on-one sales call. So it's not just, see, if you're getting a client without a lead generation strategy, it's a pure luck. You're not doing
Mm.
anything. They're coming because of your network, referrals. So unless you have a clear sales funnel, all the clients we get are luck. Does that make sense?
Yes, Lata, that's interesting. And okay, so if somebody downloads a PDF or a book or a web, or you invite them to a webinar, which is a webinar replay, whatever it is, whatever the system is, or a series of videos. I did a series of videos which really worked very well, 3 videos, and then I sold. But the fact of the matter is, how often would you be sort of sending them emails or inviting them to another resource, or what? How often do you keep connected with these lead generation, all the emails that you've collected? So what is
So emails.
yeah, carry on.
So if you see the start of it, when I talked about just bringing them to the lead magnet, the ads will keep
Right.
on running. That's like 24/7. Okay.
Okay.
But the emails that we send, we shouldn't be like bombarding them with more emails. I would say anywhere between every 3 to 4 days is something that I would recommend to do.
Okay.
Not very often. And also we need to clearly
Intervals of
understand.
3 or 4 days. Yeah.
Yes. And
Okay.
see, we have to niche down really well, Vijay. When I say niche down, we clearly should know who are our target audience, what are their problems, what if you say something, what are the things that you should say for them to turn back at you. You should know all the details. Otherwise, people usually, they just unsubscribe from the emails. So we need to speak their language. We need to be very clear in what niche they are in, right? So emails are 3 to 4 days, I would say. We do webinars once in a month. Okay. And of course, the sales
Okay.
usually increases during the time when we have webinar. And also we will get clients from the referrals, right? Because people introduce us to other people. So this is the 4 steps. If you see all the time, the ads are running 24/7, sending emails every 3 to 4 days, webinar once in a month, and sales conversion every time you have someone coming in.
Right. Fantastic. That's brilliant. That's good food for thought. All right, let's shift gears and let's go to the 4th impact-driven strategy. Lata, this is exciting, and I'm hoping viewers are finding this insightful as well. So over to you, Lata.
Sure. The 4th one is retention, retaining the clients. If you remember, I said it's not just the results that's going to keep the clients in the business. It's more than that. It's more about whether they are taken care of. The number one reasons that client leave an organization is just because of the perceived indifference, when they're feeling that they're not taken care of. So we have to have a retention strategy in place. So our retention strategy is simply 3 things. Number one, as I said before, even during the first meeting, it's important to seed the vision. What you are actually doing for them in long term. The reason is when you set that vision, what are their long term dreams and goals? Then you can set up a clear action plan for 60 days or 90 days or 120 days. That for them also, they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's a long journey. I still have to put in a lot of effort that this company said. So they'll start realizing and stay with us for quite a while. So retention is more important. I'll tell you one simple thing. Remember, when you were reading about my profile, you said we have done we can help businesses to make $1 million in 18 months.
Exactly.
Right? It's a simple strategy if you clearly understand. If you have a retainer, assume you're selling a retainer service for 1,400 pounds a month or $1 a month, right? $1,400. Let's start with the minimal amount. $1,400 a month, and you're landing 5 new clients every month, you'll be ending up making $1 million in a year. You can put the calculation
Oh,
and
you
have
mean incremental? It would be incremental, five
It will be
every.
incremental.
Yes,
That's why
yes,
I
yes.
said 18 months. So
Yeah.
so what happens is if you start off with 1400, 5 clients, and by the end of 12th month you will have like 83,000 to $85,000 every month coming in revenue,
Mm.
right? So
Wow.
85 per month is $1 million a year. So within 18 months, if all these strategies are laid out right, online presence, you have a good sales strategy, you have a good um, lead generation, you have a good retention strategy. See, we are not leaving away anyone. You keep adding 555 people every month. If the
Mm.
retention is a problem, then we can't achieve that goal. Of course, clients leave. You can't be like 100%. You can't just do it because
Yeah.
everyone have their own problems, right? But there are ways we can still fix that issues. So um, that's seeding the vision and writing that long-term plan is something that's more important. And we also have like a kind of a crazy idea session all the time. Every month we just have a session like, hey, what is your $10 million idea? What's your $15 million idea? Talk to me through it. And that excites them so more because they're entrepreneurs. Like they want to make money, they want to be financially independent. And when we realize that their ambitions are really big, we can still keep them in our process and they can retain them quite longer. Does it make sense?
Wow. Very much, very much. In fact, you just, yes, that's very important because I think one of the key things is that there are many who have this mental flat line, so they stagnate sadly. What you are saying is, you just have to keep on stepping up your game, and you keep on uh, building into your experiences, because once you build into your experiences, you start tweaking and you start getting more and more clients. So you get more confidence, and you have the more you have competence, your skill sets, and your experience as well, because that is where the impact is. And then your communication improves as well. So that is really powerful. And in fact, this morning, Lata, I just wanted to share this with you and everybody listening, is that I normally take time. It's just white space where I just, I just go into my environment of white space, and I was like what you're talking about, the ideas, and I'm already preparing for 2022. As you know, we are just 100 days, so I'm already planning ahead, and I was looking into what sort of moves I need to make and all that. And I tell you, you can come up with super exciting ideas when you just think. You just put your mindset into that particular unlocking that potential that you have, and it just takes you to another level. I don't know, I'm sure you must have experience, especially in Auckland and New Zealand, where you got greenery and everything. So I'm sure you got that added advantage. Not that we don't have, we got parks and stuff, but I think New Zealand has got much more, great landscape out there. So that's very important. um, yeah. So that's pretty important.
Oh, thank you for
uh,
sharing. And I have the same thing too. Especially focused thinking would give us more ideas, especially in the morning times. You are very right.
we have here's another thing that I learned myself, and this is not from Google or anything, but here's the thing. What is research indicates that you and I, we have about 60,000 thoughts every single day.
Every
This is what research indicates, and this you can find out. And 90 to 95% of whatever we think spills over to the next day, and that is common. But here's what I do: I force myself to drop my thought pattern because of the meditation which I do. So during that meditation point, I want to have that void, so I take a void of say 10 minutes. So that drops the thought process. Now, some would say, isn't that missing out on opportunity? Not really, because here's what you're doing: you're sharpening your skill set, your mindset as well. And when you sharpen your mindset, Lata, you can come up with a lot of ideas, and you can come up with so many different innovative insights as well. So, for example, this is one particular program I have, which is called Finance for Directors and Executives, and I'm now taking it to another level altogether. I'm creating this financial modeling concept because I've heard what clients have been speaking about, and my background, it starts with finance. Although I've evolved, I've gone into governance and strategy and risk and other elements as well. The point here is it just brings out a different dimension altogether. And like what you're saying, you don't need hundreds of clients. If you can hyper personalize the message, and if you speak the right language through what you have said, it could be blogs, online presence, videos, everything, you will see there is a lot of traction at the end of the day. So, I just wanted to give my 2 pence to what we've discussed. But I think you and I will have a different discussion on the mindset
Sure.
element and the mental health as well in the very near future, hopefully.
Sure.
Let's move to the fifth impact driven strategy, because I'm sure viewers are finding this to be quite insightful. Go ahead.
Sure. The fifth one is the most important of all. If we do it right, that's going to help scale the business. So it's systems and processes. So when we usually do repeated things in a business. We also had this issue. So I used to do repeated things. So what I do is, so first let me talk about the process, then I'll come to the system. So as soon as we realize something we have to do repeatedly, we immediately go and make a video on how we have to do it, or write a step tutorial of how to do it. And we have an internal website or a platform that we use to upload all of that so our team can access and do it. So the first thing, even in our business, when I had to hire someone, I hired as soon as these information are ready. And now I'm not even training my assistant. She just know, I just tell her, oh, have a look at this link and you will know how to do it. And she knows absolutely how to do it and she finishes it all. Right? So if for any business to grow, this is very important. See, even today, if I have to if my executive assistant has to leave and if I have to bring a new one, same with even the technical team. If someone is leaving and if someone has to come back, they clearly know what they have to do. So processes is something that any business owner, whether even it can be a coaching or a consultant coach or a consultant, it's important to create the process. Irrespective of them, even any business owners, the process are important. And another beautiful thing is the systems. If you see, there are so many online SaaS platform tools that came up for project management. We use Monday.com for project management. We use a tool called LastPass to transfer the credentials between our team and the client and myself. And we use a platform called Strive for accepting payments. We use PandaDoc for signing the agreements. So we have so many systems already in place that actually reduces so much of workload for me and our team and the clients, right? So we have to invest in the right systems which will eventually help us in growing our business. See, the simple thing, even for financial, because you talked about finance, right? I started investing on a tool which is called Zero. It's very popular in New Zealand. And it's so easy. Just put out all the transaction that we have. It just shows the profit and loss. I can compare it with all the other months. And I can just go and do the tax filing. And my account, it's easy for so easy for my accountant. I just have to send all the transaction and he finishes it so easily. It's not because of tax filing, and I also can understand where we are in terms of profit and loss. When we have to do the JST returns, how we have to do it. It's so simple. So most of the times, the automation and the systems and the processes will save a lot of time. It's important to get to know the right thing and use it. This is the reason why I'm telling it very, I'm telling that it's very important. It's because sometimes it's just $20 or $30 per month. You realize, oh, that's going to be $400 a year. But actually, it's just $30 a month. Our time is much more valuable than $30 per hour. right? We make much more than $30 per hour as a business owner. So we shouldn't be thinking about doing that. That's going to save quite a lot of time for everyone. That will smooth down the process. So having the right system, right process, and automation will help easily to move up the business. Yeah.
Wow, Lata, that's really powerful, and I fully concur with you. I just want to give a heads up and a shout out to Godwin. Godwin, good morning, and thank you for joining us. And I hope you're getting value as well as the rest of you. Do say hi in the comment box. But yeah, Lata, I think you are spot on when it comes to scalability, because this is where many miss out. And this is something which I made a mistake as well at some point, because I started securing clients. I love doing videos, as you know, that I have this passion of sharing insights and doing a lot of these videos and all that. But at one particular point in time, I sort of started getting this burnout. I said, hey, man, I need a team, man. So this is where, when you are talking about systems and processes, which is so important, it's very important to have the right systems, the right people with you to support you. It doesn't matter. It could be outsourced services, whatever it is, but they are the experts. They are the ones who can really help build businesses. Like, the name Rent Director, my company itself as well, it changes people's thinking that what is Rent Direct. It's a complete different concept altogether. But the future is going to be very dynamic. It's going to be very fluid. It's going to be very it's even moving from fast pace to very fast pace. As we know, the global landscape is really changing. And what you just said about these tools which are coming out means that accountants and lawyers, any profession, they have to really move to the next level. They have to move to you know evolving themselves and building other capabilities so they can help businesses better and contribute better. And this is what we all need to do. I mean, this is what the real world is, with artificial intelligence, with data mining, and with all these algorithms and the insights that we get, and the tools, functionalities. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. You just send an invoice and everything's so integrated. Your accounts are updated, your financials are updated, your tax, you even know your contingency, your liability, and everything. So it's at a different level. You know your KPIs, you have your measures in place. It's just so, it's a different world. It's very vibrant, and I think this just means that we just need to heighten our intelligence and just sharpen ourselves as we move forward. So yeah, I mean, this is what it is. Anything else you want to add, Lata? Maybe you have some thoughts or something.
Hmm.
In Or we end up, we'll end up in a couple of minutes. But I want you to stay online, offline after this. Once we finish this video, because you and I, we can have a quick conversation. But carry on, Lata. Is there anything else that you want to add?
I would say many times, many business owners, they're just afraid of investing in tools. And the only reason is because it all comes up with a price. And what they do is they just go ahead and doing it manually. For example, instead of doing an automation through email when someone signs up on the website, what they do is they manually go and send email to the people. See, that's going to take away so much of time. But if you do the automation, it just does it. It does everything without your knowledge, right? So
Hmm.
it's important for people to know their worth. How much is their worth every hour? Then they will realize spending $30 per month on something that saves their time and money is much more easier than spending their own time worth that is more. Only when we delegate $10 per hour task, we can do $100 per hour task. Only when we delegate $100 per hour task, we can do $1,000 per hour task. Only if we delegate $1,000 per hour task, we can do $10,000 per hour task. So let's delegate it all to all these systems and tools. And once you're up to a point, delegate it to someone who can take over, and so that we can focus on the $1 million goal, the $1 billion goal, and go beyond it. Am I making sense?
I fully agree. I fully agree, Lata. It's so important to delegate effectively, and leverage your time. This is what I always tell my clients, and whenever I do my webinars and stuff. So, the return on time is so important, and it's up to you how you want to maximize return on your time, how you are going to leverage your time, what are you going to do, how do you appraise yourself as well. Recently, I've been appraising I always appraise myself, but now I've gone a bit more consistent as well, because I just want to make sure that I'm completely focused on the right things, so that I can delegate what I don't want to do, or rather where my expertise is not, and there are other experts who can do it. And like what you say, it could be $100 or $500 or whatever it is, but at the end of the day, you are free to do bigger things, and I think this is where the world needs to really go. So yeah, thank you very much, Lata. This has been really insightful. Thank you for joining, everybody. And look, I hope you picked up some value out of this. Please connect with Lata. If you go on my this particular live video, there's a write-up. You can connect with Lata at any time if you have any questions, or if there's something she can help you with, she would be more than welcome to help you. And look, we'll be having another live session next week as well. So I hope to see you all then. And I hope you got some value out of this. And I'll see you in the next session. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Vijay.
Most welcome. Let me just.